What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be reacting to, let me go see. Today I'm going to be reacting to 10 biggest coincidences in history. So I think we should just go ahead and get started. So let me just blow up the camera. Sorry, guys. So here we go.
Have you ever had a dream or a discussion about a long-lost friend and then just run into that person soon after? What a coincidence. Stuff like this happens all the time, but not all coincidences are created equal. In fact, these following stories will have you wondering, what are the odds? A television show discussing a presidential winner 16 years before it happened, a shipwreck that was written about years before that happened, us asking you to be sure to subscribe after you've already thought about it and done it. These are just a few of the incredible coincidences we've witnessed throughout history. Figlock's luck. Joseph Figlock could be proof that we are just living in a giant computer simulation that has a tendency to loop every now and then. You see, in 1937, Figlock was sweeping the street in Detroit when a baby fell out of a fourth-story window above him. The baby landed square on Figlock, but survived because he softened its landing. A year later, and fully recovered, Figlock was back at work when it happened again. This time, a 2-year-old fell out of a window and landed on the unfortunate street sweeper below. Both lived, and hopefully Figlock pursued a different job soon after. The Simpsons. The Simpsons has made some pretty interesting predictions over the years, yet the whole Donald Trump becoming president storyline is quite a coincidence. Today, the internet is abuzz with comparisons of the real Donald Trump descending the escalator and the Simpsons version. However, that episode was from 2015 and occurred after those events, so sorry, that's not a coincidence. Instead, we have to go back to 2000 and the episode Bart to the Future. 4 years before The Apprentice and the rise of Trump's fame, writers had President Lisa discussing the financial mess left by her predecessor, President Trump. Well, let's hope the whole financial mess thing doesn't turn out. Kennedy versus Lincoln. American presidents Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy shared some rather fascinating similarities. Obviously, both were assassinated, but it goes beyond that. They were elected to Congress in 1846 and 1946, respectively. They were both elected president in 1860 and 1960, respectively. Lincoln gave the Gettysburg Address in November 1863. Kennedy was assassinated in November 1963. Lincoln was succeeded by Andrew Johnson, who was born in 1808, and Kennedy was succeeded by Lyndon Johnson, who was born in 1908. What are the odds? Is this one a case of bad luck or just incredible coincidence? In July 1974, Neville Erskine was driving his moped in Bermuda when he was hit by a taxi and killed. 1 year later, in July 1975, his brother Erskine was riding the same moped when he too was hit by a taxi and killed. Need more coincidence? The boys were both 17 when they died, and the cab was driven by the same man both times. There's even a rumor the boy's father has said the cab was carrying the same passenger both times. Creepy. Poe's foresight. Speaking of creepy, Edgar Allan Poe was at the center of a coincidence sure to send chills down anyone's spine. In 1838, Poe published the narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym. The fictional tale follows the adventures of a man who at one point is stranded in a lifeboat with 3 others. Desperate, the men decide to eat one of their friends, who is named Richard Parker. Fast forward 46 years to 1884, 4 men on a yacht run into bad weather and are forced into a lifeboat. Running out of food, 3 of the men decide to kill and eat the weakest of the group. The name of that man they ate? You guessed it, Richard Parker. Mark Twain. In 1835, soon after the appearance of Halley's Comet, Samuel Clemens, aka Mark Twain, was born. Twain became best known as an American writer who produced some memorable works over his lifetime. His story also has one pretty big coincidence. You see, Halley's Comet comes roughly every 76 years, and in 1909, Twain predicted that he would die when the comet reappeared. Sure enough, in 1910, one day after it appeared at its brightest, Twain died of a heart attack. Enzo and Mesut. Take a look at these 2 pictures. One is black and white and the other is color, yet the person in each looks the same. Are they the same person? Perhaps they're brothers or father and son. Nope. The first picture is of the legendary Enzo Ferrari, race car driver and founder of Scuderia Ferrari. The other picture is of footballer Mesut Ozil. Born in Germany, Ozil is famous for playing with the German national team Real Madrid, and currently Arsenal. While the 2 look very similar, the main coincidence is that Ferrari died in August of 1988, and Ozil was born in October 1988. As an added bonus, here's a picture of Ozil getting into his own Ferrari. A Titanic coincidence? We all know about the Titanic, so there's no need to go into great detail there. However, potentially, some people could have known a little bit about it even before it happened. What do we mean? Well, in 1898, 14 years before the Titanic sank, author Morgan Robertson wrote a book called Futility. In it, there's a boat called Titan, which is the largest of the day and described as unsinkable. In addition to striking an iceberg and sinking in April, Titan had too few lifeboats for all of its survivors. Whether or not there were passengers named Jack and Rose, we aren't sure. Twin lives. They say that twins have unique bonds, but this story just blows that out of the water. Two twin boys were separated at birth and ended up with two families living about 40 miles apart in Ohio. This is where it gets strange. Both boys were named James, and both had stints in law and security professions. Both married women named Linda, divorced and remarried women named Betty. Each had a son, one named James Allen and the other named James Allen, but with two L's. We bet when James Springer and James Lewis finally met, these coincidences were as amazing to them as they are to the rest of us. Wilmer McLean. Trouble has a way of following people around. In the case of Wilmer McLean, you could say war had a way of following him around. You see, McLean lived near Manassas Junction, Virginia, and had a stream called Bull Run that flowed through his farm. In 1861, this just happened to be the location of the first major engagement between the North and the South in the American Civil War. Desperate to escape war, McLean moved to the little village of Appomattox Courthouse. In April 1865, the final battle of the war took place there, and Ulysses S. Grant and Robert E. Lee decided to sign the surrender in the parlor of the house belonging to none other than Wilmer McLean. Those are some amazing coincidences. If you liked that...
So, my opinion on this, what I just watched, my most, like, the weird one I ever saw was about the twins. 40 miles apart, both names James, and that's kind of weird to me, because, like, one day they might get mixed up. Yeah, and that's all I'm going to say for that. You can comment if you want to see, like, what should I watch next, or anything you like. Remember to subscribe, comment, and like for this video, and I will get back to you guys. And remember to stay alert for all my videos. Bye.